All right. Woo. Look. I got that wow. Who wants some hands up right now? We got that. Turn it up loud. I know you're wondering how. I got that wow. Here I go, coming. I can't ever stop. I'm a tour de force running. Get me to the top. I don't need an invitation. I'm about to start a celebration.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening.
Kitty, did you change this background just to match my shirt tonight? Oh, I'm feeling special.
I did. I knew exactly what you were wearing.
Good job. Well, thank you. And welcome everyone to Three Cocktails In, Addicting Conversations with Kitty and Stacey and me, Amy. This is what friends do for each other, right? They see what beautiful like blue you're wearing, yes, and they put a perfect blue background in. Love that. How are you guys?
Good. Doing good. Trying to stay cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a bit hot. A bit hot this weekend.
So not at all what we're talking about, but I have a question.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Sat out late last night, not late, but 8, 9, 10-ish, when it finally cooled down to be like 90 degrees, and it felt really good. So you feel good outside, and then you come in and it's cold and you're like, oh, well, this feels good too. Yeah. But you're kind of sweaty, so you go take a shower, and the cold shower's too cold, but you then decide to have a hot shower. Anybody else think that this makes absolutely no sense, or is it just me?
No, it's not just you.
No.
I can't remember the last time. Well, this actually has to do with podcasts. I was doing something and got home and needed to take a shower at night, which I don't usually do. I'm a morning shower, but it was hot and sweaty. And I thought, oh gosh, a cold shower will be good because I think it's good for you. Oh my gosh, I couldn't stand it. I did a hot shower. You know what I mean? No, yeah. It doesn't make sense. But yes, it's
no.
I don't know. So what about the cold plunge thing? Have you tried cold plunge?
No need.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm. That's supposed to be good for you, but I don't think so. Because like I said, I can't stand a very cold shower. Even a lukewarm shower. No.
Yeah.
I like to wake up and take that cold plunge into my first Diet Coke of the day. That's as far as I like to go with it.
There you go.
Oh, well.
Good idea.
Some people now are just doing the face plunge. Have you seen that?
Into like a bowl of ice water or something?
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like I could do that in the morning, like to wake up. I could do that, but I'm not going to do the full body.
You remember the whole scene in Mommy Dearest where Joan Crawford plunges her face into the bowl of the ice cold water in the morning?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? That was part of her routine, with all of her,
all her stuff. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Must be something to it.
Yeah. So I think what Stacey wants to share with us has something to do with our friendship project.
It does.
This is our fifth check-in.
Well, we're going to review number 4, and then next is number 5.
Plot of course. So if you are just listening or watching, we decided 2025 is the year to try and make one more friend. One. We started by identifying what kind of friend we were looking for. Then we moved on to practicing being out in public. Took the training wheels off, which is like the earbuds out. Put the phone down, looked around. Last month, we decided, as part of the plan, is to utilize social media and digital platforms to see if that gets us to a place with like-minded people. So how did that go for everyone last month? Did you use some social media, digital access to get out there into the world?
I'll go first. So I feel like I'm doing this all the time with my business. So in addition to that, I'm being more visible and present in groups of other consultants because now we're getting ready to go to convention. And I want to go and take those relationships where we've just messaged each other and, not necessarily, first just talking about business, but then, you just become more friendly and then being able to meet those people in Vegas at the end of July. So those groups to me are related to my business. But it was just, it's right there in front of me the whole time.
Yeah.
It's been right there in front of me the last 3 years, and I haven't really taken advantage of it. And now I am.
That's awesome. And that's part of what we're going to talk about for the next month. That's a great tool. So you got a head start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. How about you, Stace? I have a feeling this is going to be good.
Yeah. Mine's going to be kind of long.
Go ahead.
Maybe not. During the last month's discussion, I just all of a sudden had this ta-da, light bulb idea. Don't ask me how, but during our conversation, I thought about it. So last month, I decided to look for local friends, so basically just people I already know, and invite them for pickleball. And we play. I've had a pickleball set, for a couple years, and we play in the driveway. My driveway is super flat. It even has, lines, and we just have to draw the kitchen line. And so I invited 6 women, knowing that not everybody can show up on the same night. And if we ever did, it'd be fine. We'd get more of a break. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's been just a hoot. Some have played, I've played pickleball a few times. I'm lousy at it. I'm not saying I'm good, but I know the rules and how to play. And another of the ladies knew how to play. The rest are just starting, so have no idea. But we're really, after just 3 weeks, we try to play Monday and Tuesday, and only 1 week we've gotten together twice. So we've played 4 times out of 6 Mondays and Tuesdays, and some show up some night and some can't. And so who's ever there, we just play. But and we're laughing because it's so stupid and funny anyway. But I'll tell you what the best part is. The best part is when we say, oh my gosh, we got to take a break. So we all sit in my lawn chairs. We just sit there and chat. And then finally one of us will say, oh, we got to get up and go play some more. So we do that about 2 or 3 times. And it's been really fun just having the conversation in the middle and after, as we're kind of, resting and taking a break. That's been the fun part. So anyway, that's my new thing. So we'll do it all summer, and we even have a spot we might be able to play all winter too. So that's really good.
That's awesome.
I know, isn't that funny?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's not making new friends. It's making new connections. I know them all. We kind of all know each other.
3
Mm-hmm.
cocktails in.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, we'd have a big tournament. Yep.
Fun. Good idea.
So that's my idea. Yeah. Reconnecting and connecting more with the people I already know.
So I'm really curious.
So, and
go ahead.
I'm sure that I'm sorry. We've definitely got a delay going on.
Yeah. Amy's a little delayed, but that's all right. She'll jump in sometimes.
The reaction from your friends has to be, Amy or Stacey, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah, because it's getting us up off the couch and doing something, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I think they're enjoying it. They wouldn't come back again if they hated it. So, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, what did they say when you first asked them? What did they say? Like, you want us to come play pickleball on your driveway?
Yeah, right. And once they come and see and remember, oh yeah, you do have an extremely flat driveway, and it's literally just about the right width, and like I said, we just have to draw 2 lines, that with sidewalk chalk, and then it gets washed away. We draw it again every time, which is fine. Takes 2 minutes to set it up and whatever. But yeah, at first one of them said, well, I've never played. It's like, yeah, whatever, come. And honestly, pickleball is not so hard that, I mean, anybody can play. Literally, anybody can play. And we joke that the one said, that this 80-year-old guy kept asking her to come play pickleball with her, and she's going, "Yeah, I don't think so." And the one son warned her that, well, you be careful because people fall and break a hip playing pickleball. Like, well, if we get injured, I guess we get injured. I don't know. But yeah, we just have fun. We're not very, we haven't even, we've started serving, we serve correctly and in order and whatever. We haven't kept score yet. So after 4 times, we're still just whacking it back and forth and just kind of playing, not keeping score and playing a real game yet. So, but we'll get there probably this week.
Good job.
You're gonna start keeping score.
Yeah, we'll keep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And sometimes we've had 3. A couple of times we had 3, so we just play 1 against 2, and then we rotate. Everybody gets, So yeah, we just do whatever. Everybody's pretty easygoing, and there's no real. What do I want to say? Nobody's taking it serious that we've got to, have to do games exactly and anything. So, like I said, the funnest part has been the resting and just chatting about whatever. So, yeah, that's been fun.
That's good.
Great.
There
Really
you go.
good.
That's mine for the month.
I kind of whipped out. Other than I have taken more of an interest, and this is one of the suggestions, that to be more proactive in commenting on other people's posts and stuff on social media, because it's like a friend is telling you something. They're sharing some news. If you ran into them in the grocery store and they shared with you, of course you would say something back. So I'm also hoping that by continuing to do that, I get to see more actual people in my feed and a lot less ads.
Yeah.
So,
Because is it true? Just liking posts doesn't really cut it, does it? I mean, don't you have to comment?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And I even comment on other people's comments that I don't know. If somebody, especially, we've put things out on ours, nicely done, sharing that picture of me with those 2 antler heads without asking my permission.
Well, I suppose, that's probably karma. I'll be expecting some really shitty picture of me. And that picture was good of you anyway. I just thought it was funny because I knew just when it was when we went to Vegas and we had masks. You had a mask on.
Yep.
I just thought, I don't know. I came across it. It was like it came up as a memory, and I'd forgotten I even had the picture. So yeah, it was.
Yeah. Yeah. So, commenting on stuff like that, commenting on somebody else's comment starts a new conversation. And it is, again, one of those micro connections that you can have during real time and on a daily basis, makes you laugh. So I've done that quite a bit. And I actually got a message that I graduated high school with. And she sent just a lovely little message. I posted something about in kind of my disco 1970s shirt. It was brand new, but I felt very disco in it. She sent me a message, saying, "Oh, you look fabulous," whatever. What a nice thing to open up
Yeah.
your phone and see you have like a message and you look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, it's a real person and they said something nice to me.
Yeah.
So
We really should do more of that.
Should do more of that. That should be our shot for the next week. Once a day, send somebody outside the three of us, even though we appreciate those too. You know, Kitty and Stacey, send somebody a little bit further out your circle, something nice. Comment nicely, comment on their post, send them a message, something. Make somebody's day. So
yeah, great idea.
Yeah. So what's the plan for next month as we continue on? We are, Kitty, this is so in line with what you have been doing. It's to strengthen new friendships. So you guys are already ahead of the game. Not only did you set up something new with people that you kind of knew, Stacey, you're continuing it. Kitty, you've had these conversations. You're trying to take it to the next level with hopes of deepening the friendship. So action steps. Follow up with new connections by sending a friendly text or inviting them out. Yay for both of you. Transition group acquaintances into deeper one-on-one friendships. Kitty, that's you, what you got going on. You know.
Yeah.
And then the last is kind of a suggestion on how you can go about doing this without having to plan your own pickleball league, is to attend trivia nights or karaoke or local social events to bond further. So, Stace, you posted a picture of you manning the bounce house. What was that for?
So that was Jewel Jubilee.
Yes. And did you volunteer to go do that?
Yeah, I volunteered. They asked for volunteers. So one of the pickleball ladies, Allison, who lives four houses down, she's like the Jewel area development something, director now as of this year. So she'd put out a thing for, need volunteers, whatever. So yeah, I said, okay, I can do it for a couple hours. And that's what she wanted. I asked her, like, what do you need? So that was the thing. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Can you imagine? And there was 2 bouncy houses. So just my sole purpose was to make sure nobody, clunked heads, if they did start crying, push them off onto their parents, and you could only put 10 kids in a bouncy house at a time. And oh my gosh, they were just going back and forth and back and forth. And finally I just said, you guys do what you want. The one kid I wasn't even thinking, he goes, hey, I can do a flip. And I said, okay, yeah, great. I'll watch it. And then literally on the bounce house, don't
rules.
Yeah, rules. No flipping.
No flips.
It's like whatever.
I just chuckled, and I don't know that I put it out on social media, but I know that I sent you a message that said, I'm not sure I would have asked you to handle the risk and logistics.
No, because I literally let them do whatever. There was this one busy time where, like I told, my sole purpose was to make sure there was only 10 in there at a time. Well, I was kind of counting it. Yeah, it's probably at least 10. It was probably 15. And so I stopped this little kid and I said, oh, just wait a minute till somebody goes down the slide or comes out. And he looks at me like, and went in anyway. So so that was pointless. I know. So it's like, what are you here for, lady? And, and their parents, they're little, so their parents were all around. And the rest of them that were bigger, their parents probably weren't anywhere close. So,
yeah, they were happy somebody else was going to watch the kids.
Right? Watch it for a minute. Yeah. So that was that. And it was only 2 hours and then I was done. So, things like that. It didn't kill me to go volunteer for 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny, honestly. So
good entertainment.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Oh, that's a great example. Yeah.
Yep.
So, it's Pride Month here in Minneapolis, and there's parades, and there's usually things going on. And of course, they're always on the stinking weekends, and I don't get to go. And bummed me out. I talked to one of my daughters, and they were spending this afternoon decorating a pride float.
Oh boy.
And, so there are a lot of things that are especially in summer, there are a lot of things that are going on, a lot of opportunities to go when people are just so dang happy to have more volunteers.
Yeah.
They're super happy that you're there. Grab a neighbor, grab somebody and say, hey, you want to go do this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I sent a message on Monday, went to work, and it was that first really hot, god-awful day that it was like 95 degrees and about 700% humidity. And it felt just like the first week in August when we always had Girl Scout camp. When you'd wake up that Monday anticipating a couple of hundred girls getting dropped off for 6 hours, and it was going to be muggy and hot, and you're just going to come home so nasty. And I sent that message to a few of my former, leaders, and I'm like, did day camp get moved? Anybody else thinking the same thing? And that was one of those nice little touch points with friends that from years past, finding those memories.
Yeah.
So.
Something I've been thinking about this week with 4th of July coming up quickly. I've always loved 4th of July. In the neighborhood, in the community, because there's always just so many fun things to do. And I said to Bill the other day, I'm really excited about 4th of July coming up because with him not working and me working from home, it just feels completely different. And I was thinking about it further, and I was remembering. So, Amy, all the community things that happen, right? And so for many years, they do this big party up in the park, and they have a band and everything. And I know that there were several years that we would, you guys went with us several times. Other people went with, and I always felt like I didn't want to go unless we had somebody to go with, or like we were going and we knew that we were going to meet up with people there.
Yes.
And now I just said to Bill the other day, how it's going to be super fun to go. And I don't give a crap if we're going with somebody or we're meeting somebody up there. I just want to go, just the two of us, and walk around. And who knows who we'll run into?
Yeah.
Who knows? So I'm glad that I feel less, nobody would have known if you'd gone up there. If we'd gone up there, just the two of us, and we weren't meeting anybody or with anybody. What a weird, right? What a weird thing for me to be worried about.
Yeah.
It was a habit.
Yeah.
And also, when we had younger kids, it was also an opportunity to actually go have a night out with another couple.
Yeah.
You were so longing to, if you've been, I know for myself, when I was home with the kids, I was so excited to go talk to somebody new, see what else, excuse me, what else was going on.
Yeah.
But,
well, that's good. I hope you go, and we'll love to hear who you met, if you saw anyone you already know, who's out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good opportunity to, talk to somebody new. There will be another couple standing around with nobody. You never know.
Yeah.
or even to just go into a group.
Yeah.
Because again, now you've got a chance to meet other people in the group. And you would assume if A and B are good together and B and C are good together, that A and C probably have a connecting point too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm the one that's got to work on something here.
I know.
Oh, I'm making a new friend at work. I've got a junior realtor, a junior salesperson is with me. She's been with me
Oh.
for 3 days, and she's going to come back the week after we get back from Italy.
Cool.
Nice.
She's 21.
Oh boy.
And I have to chuckle. I'm like, hey, if anything I say to you comes out like your mom, don't be offended. Just ignore me.
Right.
I'm not trying to mother you,
Yes, I know.
sort of deal. But
Yeah, are you
she's
sure your
hard.
mom? Because you're probably older than her mom.
Oh, well,
you
thank
know.
you for that. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Just saying.
No, my
I
baby's
get a lot of those.
25 for a couple more weeks.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Funny. Yeah. Work
Yeah.
friends are a thing. I think work would be torture if you had no one,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
no one
I
you're
agree.
friendly with at work.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It really is helpful. The only person I see daily in my job is my the construction supervisor, because he offices out of the home that I work. And I get such a kick out of him. I so enjoy him. He likes to tell stories with a little drama, just like I do. So we are forever laughing about stuff that's going on. And, he's full of, oh my gosh, I can't believe. Can you believe? And I'm like,
Yeah.
we speak the same language here. So those are kind of fun.
That is a good one. Yep.
Yeah, it's really good when I sent him a text and said, I think that there are birds in this unfinished basement of a house that just got framed, and I'm not going down there. And yes, I know I'm a grown adult, but no, I'm not going down there. I need you to go look at this tomorrow.
Go and shoo them out. Yeah.
Yeah. But I did have to tell him, I know I'm an adult, but no, I'm still not doing this. I don't like birds. So somebody took care of it. It wasn't me.
There you go.
What's the market like right now?
It has, honestly, it's kind of ground to a halt in the metro area.
Really?
It's not just new construction. It's something weird. There's just a little hiccup right now. It's end of June, July is usually slow, especially locally for us. A lot of kids are out of school now. They've got vacations planned. Sports are winding down. Summer sports are winding down. So 4th of July, big vacation week in Minnesota. So that's not unusual.
Yeah.
But in talking to a lot of realtors at all sorts of price points, everybody has just kind of put things on hold. So, the Fed doesn't help in that they've been talking about moving interest rates for, months and months and months, and nothing's happened. So I think people are just like, you know what, I'm just going to enjoy my summer for right now, and maybe we'll come back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think for the first time since I joined the company, I'm not going to hit my goal for the quarter. It's killing me. I hate that.
Yeah.
But
maybe it just means even more for next quarter.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. And it does mean that people who come in, they're not kicking tires. They actually have thought it through. So I've had more conversations about people who want to build. And that's a different budget where, it's not a job transfer. It's not, we're having more kids. It's, we've been thinking about it. Now's kind of the time, sort of deal. So, yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, probably a good time for you to go on vacation then.
It is. It is a really good time.
Yeah.
Stace, hate to break this to you. I have an appointment 5:30 on Monday night, the night that you're coming.
I won't be there early because I'll be trying to shove all my work together, probably work late and get there late. So, yeah.
So I think it's funny. This is the third reschedule.
Oh.
This realtor has said, she goes, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's fine. But this last time I said, yep, that'll work. But by the way, I'm going to be out of town July 1st through the 9th.
So you'll need to get her done.
I said, so if we can work it out beforehand, or it's going to have to wait till after that. And she goes, oh, no worries. I'm gone the 2nd through the 6th.
Oh,
I'm like,
there you go.
okay, good. We're all on the same page. And that's pretty typical for realtors. Usually the weekend before 4th of July through the weekend after is. So if you really wanted to buy in the metro area and you didn't want any competition, get out there that week. There's not going to be anybody you're going to have to bid against. So
there you go.
There's your tip.
There is your tip of the day. Your real estate tip of the day.
Yes, tip of the day. Yes, speaking of our vacation.
Yes. Buongiorno.
Guess where we're going? Yeah, Amy and I are going to Italy. We're a little more than a week out. I do have a packing tip.
Okay,
or at least
good. What is that?
Organizing tip. Here's my thought. So a week out, I'm going to go, down in the basement, get my carry-on, get out my, bag that I take and start chucking stuff in it. Not clothes. I'm not packing clothes yet, but I've got my passport, all the other little stuff. I could pack my jewelry. That would be something you could do instead of the day before. I'm going to pack all of my little, travel size stuff. I can pack that all the way and put that in, find all those things, the 2 pairs of shoes, I can put those in, do all this stuff ahead of time because I'll think, oh yeah, I need to get that. And oh yeah, I need to do that. My thought on the travel size stuff, if I pack that all now, I've got a whole week to if I don't have enough of something, I could get it this week because I don't want to do that last minute, have to go somewhere, to get stuff. So get all of that kind of stuff out of the way and then start figuring out clothes, and I'll be packed, 2 days early, probably.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I'm not going to wear stuff this week that I'm going to pack.
Right.
And so, like I said, just start this early getting stuff organized so I'm not doing it last minute.
Well, I always think you do that early. Matter of fact, a week ago you sent me, you said, don't forget your compression socks, your night mask, and your sleeping mask, and something else. I'm like, so that's what I'm saying. My God, are you packing already? Because I thought she was seriously packing.
Yeah. And I said, oh yeah, I'm all packed already. And she goes, oh no, you're not. And of course not. But I found all that stuff and I'll put it in a pile, just so I'm not frantically looking for it later. I'll have all the stuff ready ahead of time.
Well, we're going to have to report back because I am trying to do this in only a carry-on bag.
Yeah. So we have a carry-on. Yeah.
Just a carry-on. And I'll check it. It's not that I don't want to I don't want to carry it, because all I've heard about Italy is that it's cobblestone streets and it's a bitch to try and roll your luggage. You got to be able to lift it upstairs and stuff. So I'm going to try and go with
You mean like a duffel bag? You mean like a duffel bag? So your carry-on, your rolly.
Yeah, but just my
not a big one. Yeah, not a big one. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hoping my packing cubes, which I have sitting out right next to me, will help do that.
Yes, I did order packing cubes, so we'll report back how that goes, because I think for me too that'll end up being super duper slick. Get it all compact. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm going to give you another tip. I think that packing cubes are a wonderful gift that you could give anybody who travels. And by travels, that could just be a couple of trips a year.
Yeah.
You can organize so much stuff. You don't have to dig through your whole suitcase.
Yes.
And take it all apart just to get another pair of socks.
Which I always do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this will work really well.
Yeah. So
there you go.
Cubes.
I know.
All right,
sorts
ladies.
of tips. What do you have, Kitty? Do you have a shot for us? Do you have a tip?
Okay. So I just started, I'm doing a through an app. I'm doing an AI course.
Are you doing like the 28-day AI course?
Mhm.
That one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear what you find out, because I've looked at it a bunch of times.
Same. So I keep seeing the ads for it, and so I finally it was very inexpensive, and I thought, okay, because I use ChatGPT every single day, and I'm using it more and more, and I'm using it now to like create Canva templates, and so I'm not just asking it things. I'm having it do things. So it's the one that I picked is called Cursive, Coursiv. Trying to figure out if I can give you a visual. Well, anyway, it's a really, really nice interface. And so the first one is ChatGPT, but then it will go into, I can't remember how many, like 8 or 9 different AI models. And it'll show you, what makes this one different, what you can use it for. And it gives you exercises to go through. So it'll give you a little bit of the education, and then you can put it to work. So I'm finding the ChatGPT one to be very, very basic, but just we all probably would because we all use it. So I'm excited to get past this one and into the next one. So I'll report back in a few weeks. But I'm loving it. So I take 15 minutes in the morning and run through a few exercises, and I just think it's really cool.
Really
Awesome.
good.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you think, because I've looked at it a bunch.
Mm-hmm. So, and use it for translation too.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can help you translate things. And also I was watching somebody else on Instagram, and they were traveling. They were in Japan or China or somewhere, and they had some sort of app. I don't know what it is. You should look into this. So there's a sign. They would shoot the app at the sign, and it would translate the sign.
Ooh, nice. Super helpful for menus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Google does it. Doesn't Google Translate?
Google Translate, probably. Maybe that's what they were using. I guess I've never used it before.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to let my tour guide take care of that.
Okay.
That would be Stacey.
I think that's why we travel well, because we each have our own set of skills. Sometimes I just go, I got nothing, and then Amy takes over, and then she'll say, I don't know, and I say, well, yeah, we're going this way. That kind of stuff. Whatever.
Yeah.
We're going to be way more patient this time when we exit a building, and we're going to wait for the Google Maps to get itself switched around before we start walking halfway down the block and have to turn around and walk back the other way.
It doesn't. I'm telling you, when you walk out of a building and you're facing that way, it thinks that's the way you're going. You have to get going one way so you know which way the arrow's going. I know you got so frustrated with me, like I was always going opposite, but you got to see which way the arrow points. So you got to go that way. Then you got to turn around and go the other way. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
But after you've started off the wrong way 7 times a day for the first 4 days, on the 5th day, on the 5th try, that's pretty much when I'm like, oh my God, not again.
Well, if we always turn left, will we be right 50% of the time? What are the odds?
I don't know.
I don't know
I
either.
have no idea. We should just be thankful we're not printing out MapQuest directions from point A to point B to point C to point D.
Yeah. Yep.
I know. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So, all right, ladies.
Okay.
So good to talk to you, my oldest and dearest friends, on our quest to make new friends. Go forth and lean in a little bit more to a new friendship that you got cooking.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
See everybody next week.
See you soon.
Cheers.
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 All right. Woo. Look. I got that wow. Who wants some hands up right now? We got that. Turn it up loud. I know you're wondering how. here I go coming. I can't ever stop, I'm a tour de force running. Get me to the top, I don't need an invitation. Knock, knock, I'm about to start a celebration, let me in. Brought a good time plus some friends. Turn it up loud past 10. Turning up the crowd when I hit 'em with the